Hello, Form 5 Biology. So welcome to CSTan Okay, so nice to see you. Welcome. 谢谢你哈。So Form 5 Chapter 1 Video number 1 and your notes page number 1. But before I start my lessons, I like to introduce myself. 介绍一下。Some of you my old students, some of you not. So for new student, my name is CSTan. C means Jun. Okay. 俊英俊 S 成功成丹丹啊 you know 啦哈 my short name 丹英俊又成功的阿丹 and they call 假赛丹请猜啦啊 So start now Chapter 1 Organization of the plant tissue and growth 植物身体里面的组织 and the growth 还有它们怎样长大 OK a very short title 一个短短的 title so we can start now Follow me with your notes 啊，你身上有你的旁边有 notes OK 来 start plant tissue 植物的组织 OK so maybe you learned this title before last year in your Form 4 Chapter 2 but some of you maybe not 可能没有 but for me I think this is a very important basic for you to start all the plant title in your Form 5 so that's why 非常的重要 the basic only Okay, they seldom ask in the exam for this title, 考试很少问 but they are the basic for you to start whatever title. 不管什么 title, 你都必须有这个基础 Okay, 来废话少说 start now. Plant tissue, 植物的组织 Okay, so for plant tissue, we can separate them into two groups. 有两种的组织 and the first one we call meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue. So what's mean by meristematic tissue? 分裂的组织，分解的组织。So for this type of tissue, the cell inside going to having the process called mitosis. 它一直分解 from 1 become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. So that's why we call them as meristematic tissue. Okay, so meristematic tissue having the mitosis making the new cells. And what happened to the new cell? The new cell normally will grow. 它们就一直长大，一直长大。So after they grow, they're having a process called cell differentiation. 它们进行了一个过程叫细胞分化 or cell specialization and become permanent tissue 变成永久性的组织。But how is the process? We start here. 开始了啊。So for meristematic tissue, we still can separate into two. 还可以分成两种。Number 1, we call it as apical meristems. Apical meristems, and come from the words 它来自这个字 apex. Apex. So what's mean by apex or apical meristems? Apex mean 尖端，尖尖的那边。Apex, OK? 尖尖的那边。Apical 就是尖端的 meristem。尖端的分解组织 But any example of apical meristem 植物身体里面的那一些组织呢就称为 apical meristems Number 1 Copy on your notes Page number 1 Root apex Root apex 根的尖尖的后面 Root apex I show you after this 等一下给你看Beside root apex we having the shoot apex 嫩芽的尖尖的后面 we call shoot apex OK Root apex, the shoot apex 这种就是尖端的分解组织 Anyway 在哪里呢 OK I show you 了 Any example 有什么例子呢 Apical meristems 来 look at the example 那 This is an apical meristem that we call shoot apex 嫩芽的尖尖的后面Okay, so for this part, they're actively having the process called mitosis. 它很活跃的一直进行细胞分解 making the new cell, making the new cell. So the plant can grow. 它才可以长大。Apical meristems, 那尖端的分解组织在这边一直分解，一直生孩子。你们叫生孩子啦。Making the new cell. So 这种叫 meristematic tissue, 分解组织。Or another one, root apex. Root apex 就是根的后面。根的尖尖的后面 They're having the mitosis 它进行细胞分解 making a lot of new cells 制造一大堆的新细胞 Okay, so what is the function of these apical meristems 它们的功能是什么呢 Making the new cell for the shoot to grow taller 对不对or making the new cell for the root to make the root become longer 给根变得更长给嫩芽变得更高更长Okay, so this is apical meristems. Beside the apical meristem, is there other meristematic tissue? 还有其他的 meristematic tissue 吗？有。另外一种呢，就叫 lateral meristem。什么叫 lateral meristem？ lateral mean 左右，向左向右发展的分解组织。So another type of meristematic tissue, we call it as lateral meristems. 什么叫 lateral meristems? OK， 向横发展的、向横分解的分解组织。And normally we just call it as cambium tissue. 大致上我们直接称它为 cambium tissue。Okay, so what's the function of this lateral meristem? 它的功能是什么呢？ Produce a new cell, 制造新的细胞。For the plant stems, grow radially. Radially 就是向横发展呢，这样子向横发展。Apical meristem, making the new cell, 制造新细胞。For the plant to grow longitudinally, OK， 就是向上，要不然就向下发展。给它更长了 ，longitudinally， OK， 这个叫 radially， 这个叫 longitudinally。But don't worry, I'm going to give you these two words when we go to the exercise。我们做 exercise 的时候，你才抄那个字 ，OK？ 我现在不是懒惰，麻烦写不出。OK, lateral meristems. 那 this is the cambium tissue called lateral meristems. Below the tree bark 通常在树皮的下面这一层呢 lateral meristem called cambium tissue. OK， 它一直在分解，制造新的 xylem tissue from tissue. You maybe learned it before. OK, cambium tissue, making the new cell called xylem tissue from tissue. So for the plant to go radially, 给植物呢向横发展，变成更大颗、更肥，明白吗 ？OK, so another type of tissue， 另外一种组织呢就叫 lateral meristem。lateral meristem 左右向横发展的分解组织。Any example? Cambium tissue。OK, cambium tissue or in Chinese, you check dictionary， 它叫形成层。这个向上 longitudinally。OK， 这个叫 radially。Or maybe you can copy here。OK，they grow， 它们将成长的呢。They grow longitudinally. Maybe wrong 可能会错。Or when I feel wrong， 感觉到错，肯定是错了。OK， longitudinally. OK, it should be something like this. 向上，向下，向长发展。OK, compared to another one， 另外一个呢 ，it will be grow， 它将成长呢。Lateral meristems, after making the new cell, the plant going to grow radially. OK， 那这样子向横发展。So what happened after the meristem tissue making the new cell？ 这些组织制造新的细胞，对不对？给它更高、更深，给它更肥。And finally, what happened to all the tissue here？ 这些制造出来的新细胞最后怎样呢 ？OK， 来，我们来看看。So。Apical meristems or maybe meristematic tissue, they're having the mitosis, making the new cell, 它制造了新细胞。So the cell divide again, become the new cell. The cell divide again, become the new cell. So they're making a lot of new cell, 制造了一大堆的新细胞。So what happened to the new cell? 这些细胞叫什么呢 ？Okay. So after this, they're going to grow.They're going to absorb the nutrient. 它们会吸收养分 and they're going to grow. So during the growing process, 这些一模一样的细胞okay, they're going to grow. But during the growing process, all the cells changing the shape. Why they can changing the shape? Because of the instruction from the DNA. 因为 DNA 放出指令，对不对？ So the cell changing the shape.Okay, after they changing the shape, they're going to adapt themselves to carry out specific function. 形状一改变，它就进行了各种各样的功能，对不对 ？So still remember what's the name of this process? 这个过程叫什么呢？细胞成长的时候，它改变形状，给自己有一个新的功能，这个就叫 cell differentiation， 细胞分化。Or why cell having the process called cell differentiation? Simple, because of the specialization. 因为要专业化，所以细胞在成长的时候改变形状，分化过后才有专业化。Same as you 啦。Form 3过后 ，you take science stream， 你拿着理科，对不对？最后你会变成 engineer， 所以你先分化。 最后才有你的专业变成专业化 OK So after the cell having the cell differentiation and specialization finally they're going to become the new tissue 它就变成了一种新的组织 that we call permanent cell or permanent tissue 啦就变成另外一种呢永久性的组织 OK So what is this any example 有什么组织呢就是它们分化过后变成的新组织And all the tissue going to maintain permanently inside the plant body 啦 OK 这边一直分解制造新的细胞细胞是一样的分化专业化 OK So 这边可以这样写 So cell they undergo the cell process called cell differentiation or specialization or the best you copy here 啦 Cell differentiation and specialization copy above the arrow 在箭头的上面抄一下 Finish Okay, so after the cell differentiation and specialization, they become the permanent tissue, 变成了一种新的组织。By any example, number 1, epidermal tissue, 外层组织 epidermal tissue, forming all the surface of the plants, 形成了植物身体里面或者是外面的表面 epidermal, 外层组织。Okay, any example? A lot of example, 一大堆的 example. 那Apical meristem 一直分解 Lateral meristem 一直分解给植物越长越阔对不对 And or what happened to the cell 最后这些新的细胞呢分化专业化变成什么变成了新的组织 Permanent tissue For example become the surface upper epidermis 那表面那变成这个表面 OK 变成叶子下面的表面叶子下面的表面Okay, 要不然就根的表面 epidermal tissue. But why I go through it so fast? 为什么讲这样快呢？没有仔细讲呢 We having the special title to talk about this permanent tissue. 我们有专题来讲这个 permanent tissue. So now I just go through 给你知道 permanent tissue 从哪里来罢了。Okay, 等一下我们才仔细的研究。So beside the epidermal tissue 外层的组织 they may be making the vascular tissue. 什么叫 vascular tissue 就是血脉组织好像植物的血管呢 vascular tissue like stem tissue from tissue okay stem tissue from tissue so they are the vascular tissue or they are the tissue that carry the mineral and water inside the plant body 啦 you should know about this 多多少少你一定有概念的对不对要不然你的 Form 4的 bio 怎么过Next, beside the vascular tissue, any example of the permanent tissue available? Ground tissue, 什么叫 ground tissue? Okay, I show you. 这个是表面的组织，形成根的表面、叶子的表面。Or some of them they become the what? Stem tissue from tissue. They are vascular tissue, 血脉组织，输送东西的一些组织。Stem tissue, vascular from tissue， 这种叫 vascular tissue. Or beside this, 你看啊，这一层呢 ，For this layer, we call epidermal tissue. This layer 表面我们叫 epidermal tissue. Okay? And for this, the circle here, 这个圆圈呢，这边就叫 vascular tissue, 血脉组织。And others, the space, 其他剩下的空间呢 they will be filled with ground tissue. 它们就被 ground tissue 呢填满着了。Okay? So, 这些就是填满空间的 ground tissue, ground tissue. 明白吗 ？Okay? So, 那一大堆的 ground tissue 填满空间。So, any example of permanent tissue? Ground tissue like parenchyma tissue. 什么来的 ？Detail in the next video 下几个 video 才会出现了。Parenchyma tissue 填满空间的组织。Or sclerenchyma tissue or what are them？ 它们是谁来的呢 ？Don't worry, we're having the special title. Okay, just below 在下面就有了，我们有专题报道。Okay, set up for this video. 读到 plant tissue, meristem and permanent tissue.Meristem 一直分解制造新细胞，细胞成长分化专业化变成永久性的细胞 like 1, 2, 3就好像这3个 OK, see you in the next video. Bye bye.